chapter 7, pages 182 and 183, there's a section called exceptionalities. More than 54 million people, or nearly 20% of the population over 6 years old, have a disability. That's amazing. Those numbers are staggering. 12% of the population has a severe disability. The 13% of the public school population who receive special education services have the disabilities listed in the following in the chart. There's a chart there on page 182 that I did not include in this lecture note, but please refer to that page. In addition, approximately 7% of the student population is classified as gifted and talented. Some educators have a determination as to make a determination as to whether or not a child with special needs will be able to enter the diploma-bound project by the end of kindergarten, which can lead to lowered academic expectation for those students who can perform at higher levels when provided with appropriate accommodations for their disabilities. So my challenge to you, and if you had me for 2010, you heard me say this, I'm just touching a little bit on the special education area. I know Miss Mandrasia fully covers that for you guys and giving you an in-depth look into that, but I did want to touch on a few things. One of the main things that I told you in 2010 was really we should not be referring students for special education until the end of the second grade year, because research has shown if I have lots of experience in a parent who reads to me at home and talks to me at home, I'm going to come in looking like I'm a little more advanced in kindergarten than a child who has not had that same experience. But what research is showing, as kindergarten goes and that child begins to get that structure with the teacher and the day-to-day interactions with the other students, that lower student begins to start climbing up and at least meeting the average number of students, the ability level with the average number of students in the class. Now, if by the end, let's say by Christmas in the second grade year, if that child is still struggling and having problems, there is a problem. You need to refer them at that point. But if we do too early, and then once a child is labeled, they're usually labeled for life. So if we label them as special ed, they're not going to be pushed as far as they could because they are special ed. Please, I realize these kids take a lot more time, a lot more of your energy, a lot of documentation, but please don't rush to refer them just to get them out of your room so you don't have so much work to do. I realize there's a lot of paperwork involved and a lot of extra care, a lot of one-on-one goes in with these students, but it'll be well worth it. I'm just thinking of my own children. I wouldn't want them to be labeled early and then perhaps set up for this, here's the line, and this is as far as that child's going to be able to go, when really, with given the right opportunity, they could probably go farther. Only 57% of the students with disabilities are earning a high school diploma, although another 15% of them receive a certification of attendance. It's a piece of paper that says you did go to school. What is that going to get you? Do you see how important it is not to label kids too early, because we're setting them up for defeat for the rest of their life? As educators, we should be helping students with disabilities develop their active potential and skills for college and employment. Let's get them ready. Now, like I said, if there's signs still showing at the end of second grade, then yes, it's the time to start moving toward getting them tested. But let's at least give them a shot to get caught up with their peers just by the interaction and the day-to-day structure in your classroom.